It starts with you sitting in your car after work at 9:47 at night. The city outside is still glowing. You open your banking app. There are $10,000 sitting in your savings account. That number used to make you feel more grown up. You said no to eating out, to things you did not really need, to weekend trips. You did what everyone always told you was the right thing to do, you saved. But then you look at the interest line. After an entire year, that money has only produced a few dozen dollars. While you were working 40, 50 hours a week, your money was basically doing nothing. That is the first crack in your old belief system. You used to think saving was the destination. But now you are starting to understand that saving is only the first layer of defense in the financial game. At this level, your role is to become someone who can control themselves. The benefit is that you are no longer completely dependent on your next paycheck. But the hidden truth is that money sitting still can still lose value when everything out there keeps getting more expensive. The price of this level is that you can easily confuse stability with progress. Closing line? You have learned how not to lose money. But you still have not learned how to make money grow. Part 2, the defense layer. Build an emergency fund before you think about getting rich. Before you put even $1 into the market, you have to build a fortress. Not to look richer, but so life cannot force you to break your own future. Your new role is to become someone with a financial defense line. You start setting aside 3 to 6 months of living expenses in cash. This is not money for investing. It is not money for trying to buy the dip. It is not money for proving how smart you are. This is money for the days when life does not ask for your permission, job loss, medical bills, car trouble, unexpected family expenses. The new benefit is the right not to panic. When something goes wrong, you do not have to pull money out of your investments at the exact moment the market is down. You do not have to use a credit card as an expensive life raft. You have time to think before you act. The hidden truth at this level is that many people do not fail because they invested badly. They fail because they needed the money too soon. They sell in fear, not because the plan was wrong, but because their personal life had no buffer. The price is boredom. An emergency fund does not make you feel like you are winning. Nobody claps because you have 6 months of rent sitting quietly in an account. But that exact boredom is what keeps you from getting knocked out of the game. Closing line? An emergency fund does not make you rich today. It stops you from becoming weaker on your worst day. Part 3, the classification layer. Not every dollar has the same job. This is when you learn one of the most important rules: money is not just money. Every dollar needs a job. Your new role is to become someone who knows how to split money into 2 worlds. The first world is safe money. It sits in a savings account or somewhere easy to access. It does not need to grow aggressively. Its job is to protect you, keep you steady, and help you sleep at night. The second world is growth money. This is the money you do not need to use for the next few years. It is allowed to move up and down. It is allowed to have bad months. It is allowed to look ugly on the screen of your app. Because its job is not to make you feel comfortable every morning. Its job is to grow over the long term. The benefit of this level is calm. When the market turns red, you no longer see your entire net worth as one single pile under attack. You know next month's rent is not sitting in stocks. Your car repair money is not sitting in an index fund. Only the long-term money steps into the growth game. The hidden truth is that investing does not just test your financial knowledge. It tests your nerves. Someone who does not classify their money will easily let short-term fear destroy a long-term plan. The price is that you have to give up the feeling that every dollar should always be ready to use right now. To get growth, you have to give your money time, space, and permission to move. Closing line? Safe money helps you sleep at night. Growth money helps your future wake up. Part 4, the entry layer. Start small, stay consistent, and keep it simple. At this level, you stop waiting until you are rich enough to start investing. You do not need a huge amount of money. You start with $50. $100. $300 a month. An amount small enough that it does not keep you awake at night, but real enough to change the way you see yourself. Your new role is to become someone who has entered the market. The new benefit is not immediate profit. The real benefit is that you build the habit. And in personal finance, habits usually beat motivation. The person who invests consistently for years often goes much further than the person who spends a lifetime waiting for the perfect moment. But this is also the level where you start hearing noise. The internet will tell you about day trading, options, crypto, hot stocks, and people doubling their accounts in 1 month. Everything sounds smart, urgent, and exciting. The hidden truth is that beginners usually do not lose because their strategy is too simple. They lose because they get seduced by complicated things they do not understand yet. So you learn to choose simplicity. Tools like index funds allow you to own a piece of many companies at the same time, instead of putting your entire future into one single name. You are not playing the game of guessing who will win tomorrow. You are betting on the long-term growth of the whole system. The price of this level is that you have to let go of the need to look like a genius. Simple investing is usually not dramatic. There is no grand story to brag about at dinner. There is no feeling that you have just uncovered some secret on Wall Street. But disciplined boredom is exactly where wealth starts to form. Closing line? Your first investment does not make you rich. It turns you from someone standing outside the game into someone who has stepped in. Part 5, the time layer, compound interest, volatility, and the mental test. This is the level where time starts to become the main character. You no longer look only at the money you put in every month. You start to see what beginners often miss: a small amount, repeated for long enough, can turn into something much bigger than the original money. Your new role is to become someone who works with time. You understand that if you invest consistently every month, your money does not just sit there. It has a chance to generate returns. Then those returns can generate even more returns. In the early years, everything looks slow. The account barely grows. Sometimes it even goes down. But behind that silence, compound interest is building the foundation. The new benefit is that you start becoming less dependent on your own labor. Part of your wealth starts working alongside you. But then the market will fall. Not if, but when. Red screens. Stressful news. Friends asking whether they should sell. The feeling of safety disappears in a matter of days. The hidden truth is that volatility is not a flaw in investing. It is the price of admission for growth. The market often transfers money from the impatient to the disciplined. When prices fall, the panic person only sees loss. The long-term person sees that the same amount of money can now buy more assets. The price is emotional. Nobody likes watching their account go down. But you learn not to let short-term emotion give orders to a long-term plan. Closing line? Compound interest does not shout for attention. It whispers for years, and then one day, it becomes thunder.